you want to leave, that's okay, I don't mind. This is a poem called For My Lost Virginity. I had ideas of how this should go. He would be beautiful and kind, he would know about poetry and politics, and he would smell like Lynx Africa. He'd be tall with swoopy blonde hair, and his laugh would make me feel like the funniest girl in the world. My girlfriends and I would have a giggle together as we bought my very first condoms from a bored-looking woman behind the register of the Aylesbury superdrug, and we would have snuck out of school one day. He would have driven us home because, of course, he could drive, even though we'd only just turned 17. And we'd have squeezed into my single beds and smiled euphemisms at each other, skirting around what we were about to do. Gazing into my eyes, he would have toyed with my curls with hands much bigger than mine as he kissed me gently, softly, as if he was about to give me the world. He would have whispered, "Are you sure?" And my yes would have floated into the air and encased us as he held me tightly and we shared that first moment together. There would be no shame, no cares in the world, no guilt and no pain. He would not have been repulsed that I was unshaved. He would not have slagged me off to my friends the next day, he would not have shoved it in dry, and he would have listened when I said no. He wasn't supposed to break my body. There weren't supposed to be 7 years of ruined beach trips because even a tampon the size of my pinky caused agony. There weren't supposed to be 7 years of crying in bed next to my sleeping boyfriends, wondering if someone else's body could be satisfying them better than mine. Or nights spent practicing the same old speech to the same old boys I hooked up with, steeling myself through the same old disappointed looks as I told them, sorry, it's just not going to work, my womanhood discarded on the floor alongside our clothes and the same old box of unopened condoms. Eventually losing my virginity was a painful fight of gritted teeth and grit sheets pushing through the burn to try and find a point. It felt good, knowing it was the only way to overcome this. I cried right after and the next morning, grieving the loss of the magical experience I thought I was destined for, my tears hot with the fury of the boy who tore it from me so easily and how he carried on through the next 7 years without thinking twice about me. He left me to fight for control over my battleground of a body with hours spent scouring the internet for answers, reading recovery strategies on r/vaginismus, 6 weeks of uncomfortable visits to a psychosexual therapist in his mid-60s who told me to just keep trying. Annoyingly, he was right. Taking back your land can't happen in one night. Rome wasn't built in a day, and you can only eat an elephant one bite at a time. My 7 years' war is coming to an end. My mind and my body begin to form an alliance. Purple-pink flowers grow from no man's land, watered by the myriad of tears that have been spilled. Peacetime appears on the horizon, and I learn to sew up the wounds, because how else will I survive? Thanks! Yeah!